Bang bang! What's going on, guys? We're back. Time to tune to another edition, the main event on Talkin Hands. So, as I'm your host, Preston, joined by my co-host Danny Betts. We're to break down this week's main event, featuring Savannah Marshall taking on Claressa Shields, a huge women's fight. But before we get into that, we'll recap last week's fight, last Sunday's fight. Actually, we had King Kong Luis Ortiz taking on Andy Ruiz. Danny, thoughts on the bout? Andy Ruiz gets the decision win.
It got interesting early. Ortiz hurt um, Andy real quick in those first couple rounds, and then after that, Andy started picking it up. And my thing was that I thought he would be more throw more volume. Like I get he was more cautious. I thought he would be more cautious in the beginning because obviously Ortiz has that power. But like I don't know if it was he kind of looked tired, but like or he didn't really want to throw too much because he was afraid of the counter. And Ortiz, I thought he was gonna be done after he got knocked down
Mm-hmm.
early. I thought that his legs were gonna give out, man, but he hung in there, man. Hung in there with the jab, and he still had power for most of the fight. I wasn't too impressed with Hui's performance. I thought he could have did better. He got the W. That's the main thing. But like, obviously, we didn't catch our bet seventh round to 12th round KO. But man, I don't know, man. I'm not too impressed with Andy right now. Like, he looked. What was crazy in the weigh-ins? He looked in good shape, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he went in the ring, he blew up quick. I don't know if you noticed that. Like, I'm like, damn, you look like real trimmed in the weigh-ins, and now it's like, dang, you gained all that weight real quick.
Yeah, I actually, yeah, I completely agree. So my pick was KO. As you said, he knocked him down early, round two.
You almost
Gets
had it, yeah.
up, another quick sort of knockdown, and then yeah, he just didn't look good. Like Andy Ruiz did not look good. I thought Luis Ortiz was done, uh, which is why I gave the KO prop because against Charles Martin he looked horrible. He eventually got the knockout, but he was losing that fight for Charles Martin, who, as we know, is not a great boxer. A lot of people in chat, Real Deal Prime, Nick, Jason, what's going on? Big Show, and Stingham Scorp, what's going on,
Let's go.
guys? Uh,
P, real quick. Martin was actually on that card, and he won by knockout, but he beat some bum.
yeah,
Yeah,
I saw what? Who did I see? Well, I won't say our guy, but Cruz with another big
I'm
knockout.
I'm so mad at myself, bro. That should have been a max play. I hesitated. I just took it for a unit, a point one unit. That should have been a max, bro.
I
Definitely.
saw after the fact he called out what was it, Haney and Tank again, a Tank rematch, I believe, and then Devin Haney. So we'll see. Hopefully, he gets a big fight. I saw another. What's going on, T? Billy as well in the chat. I saw. Who else did I see? The fight we talked about, Garcia Tank.
Yeah,
Uh, I guess it's close, but again, in boxing, nothing is final till it's
for
final, and
sure.
they actually make the announcement. So December, that's what they're looking at for that. Future for Andy Ruiz looks like Deontay Wilder if he gets past Robert Helenas in October.
Probably, man. But the way he was looking in that fight, I don't know if he wants that smoke. Wilder will probably knock his ass out, but I don't know. We'll see about that. Another thing, man, I was pissed at myself too. I like digging into these undercards, and we had a late replacement. It was the first fight that opened up the main card. Venezuela against a Dominican called Edwin de los Santos, and he was like a plus 700. By KO
Yeah,
was
yeah, it was a
like
big upset.
plus
Yeah,
1200, and I didn't pull the trigger. I know about the kid Samson, the guy who found out about Manny Pacquiao, is the guy who found him in Dominican Republic. And man, that would have been a nice catch if I would pull the trigger, man. Just didn't do it.
yeah, that was a uh,
Big fight for
huge
him.
upset.
Short
Yeah,
notice. Yep, short notice. Went in there and got it done in 3 rounds.
yeah. So I guess Billy's bringing up the they announced today, which we kind of discussed. Anderson Silva, Jake Paul. Anderson Silva is 47 years old, taking on 25-year-old Jake Paul. Uh, we'll get to that when we do, but
Yeah,
uh, we'll see. We'll see about that fight. And Jeff saying Ruiz round
I
7
know,
almost
bro.
had him.
So close, so close.
Yeah, he knocked him down in round 7, and then yeah, he kind of just coasted. Yeah, I don't know
Bro,
what it was.
I don't understand that. Like he didn't press after that. I'm like the guy's completely like done, bro. You go in there and do a couple combinations like you usually do. He wasn't having it. I don't know. Maybe he bet himself by decision.
Yeah, he didn't look. I mean, we can go all day with this, but yeah, he didn't look sharp. He didn't look good. He didn't look super quick. He stunned him early and just coasted. And he almost, if he didn't get those knockdowns, he would have lost the decision because he only ended up winning by a point and 2 points on the scorecards.
Right.
So a lot closer than it seemed watching it live.
What? Yeah. What do you think about that? The scorecards.
I thought Ruiz won the fight. I mean, the
Yeah.
3 knockdowns alone should have
I
put
was a
him
little
enough.
yeah, I was a little surprised how close they had it. It wasn't a blowout, but 2 rounds.
Ortiz doesn't do anything. It's not like Ortiz
Yeah.
is out there really throwing the jab, very active. But Ruiz wasn't as active as he should have been either.
He was
So
surviving.
yeah. So overall, kind of a sort of disappointing fight. I thought. Like I said, neither guy's stock went up that much, if at all. But yeah, I mean, Ruiz gets the win. He's gonna get knocked out by Deontay Wilder next year. So that'll be a fun watch. Let's go
We'll
on,
see who to make that
Cab in the
fight.
chat. Yeah.
Hello, guys.
So we can move on. We'll go to this week's main event. Huge fight, women's fight. We have Claressa Shields taking on Savannah Marshall, a rematch from their time in the Olympics. Danny, thoughts on this one? Big fight. What are your thoughts? And then I'll look up the odds at our favorite book.
Big fight, man. I'm excited for this one, man. Chick fights. You don't see a lot of huge fights. Like we saw Serrano and Katie. This one's up there, man. They met back in the day, way back in the day in the amateurs, and Marshall beat her. But Marshall was what 20, about to be 21. Shields was only 17. So, and the amateur styles is totally different. These girls are way different right now in their careers. This one's tough, man. I'll tell you this. This is tough. I had to dig in for this one a lot. So we have the technical boxer in Shields for sure. But the thing I don't like about her, she's flat-footed, but she's quick. She's got great head movement. She likes to make you miss and counter. She's a counter puncher, good jab. And obviously, the only thing with her, she doesn't have a lot of power. Marshall, on the other hand, she's got a lot of power. Crazy style to her game. I like it, but it's weird at the same time. Like she does a lot of pivots, a lot of movement, different angles. She keeps you on your toes, and she likes to mix it up. She's got a good jab. She's gonna have the height advantage, the reach advantage, the power advantage, home field advantage, and by me just saying that, I gotta go with Marshall in this one, man. She's got the home advantage. You know how the British judges could be. She's gonna have the power advantage. And fighting a flat foot like fighter like Shields, she's gonna have some issues because the way that she moves, Marshall moves in different angles. It's gonna be crazy. And she switches from southpaw to orthodox. You don't know where she's coming from. And plus with that power, I think she's gonna have a hard time with her. She'll have the speed advantage, but I gotta take Marshall in this one. I'm gonna take her by money line. I might sprinkle late rounds just in case, because I think if she does get a stop here, it's going to be late, because I think Shields is good enough to overcome, the power later on. And even if Shields, the only way she can win is by decision, and if it's close, I could see them, saying it's a draw or giving it to Marshall because, she's over there in the UK.
Yeah. So current odds, I will take a look here at our favorite book, mybookie.ag. Promo code PUBSPORTS. Get that deposit bonus match. $1,000 match, 100% match, up to $1,000 on Bitcoin, 50% match, debit or credit. Use the Bitcoin, get a 100% match. MyBookie.ag, promo code PUBSPORTS. Current odds: Savannah Marshall minus 120, Claressa Shields minus 110. And I thought we were going to have a disagreement here, but
Damn
Surprise,
it!
surprise, we don't. Watching the fights,
Shit.
I really think Savannah Marshall is the side for sure. Actually,
Yeah.
I think she's a lot better than Claressa Shields, to be honest. Uh, the Stingham score bringing it up, and Billy as well, the PFL. So
Oh,
Claressa
hold
Shields
on, real
was in
quick.
the PFL. Yeah,
Billy,
go
I
ahead.
do give her respect for sure. She's an Olympian and things like that. It's just I gotta go with what I see, bro. I have to pick what I got. My gut feeling. And I got bet against Shields on this one for sure.
Yeah, and look at Banana Grapes. I guess he's agreeing with us, Savannah Marshall. Yeah, she looked tape wise to me. She looked far better. Obviously, it helps those knockouts, the knockdowns, the big power. It definitely looks. He's
You
got
got
your
chew. You got to put chew. What chew means?
yeah, he's got your phrase in there. The big power it looks good. To me, the skills are pretty comparable from what I was watching.
hmm
It didn't seem like Clarissa Shields was like a Devin Haney, George Kambosos type. They
Right.
look pretty comparable. You had the power, you had the hometown. I think Marshall wins probably 7, 8 rounds pretty convincingly. I'm not saying she's going to coast to a decision, but if Shields can't back her up at all, which I don't think she'll be
Right.
able to, I think Marshall will be on the front foot, backing Shields up, like you said, pivoting, putting her against the ropes. I think it's going to be a long night for Shields unless she gets that respect, which it'll be hard if she doesn't crack as hard as Marshall. So I like Marshall here quite a bit. I think she's the better fighter.
And the other thing we didn't talk about, she went to MMA or PFL, and like I remember I was talking to Mills about it. I don't understand that move. Like you're on the top of the world basically in women's boxing, and then you like leave. I guess for money, but besides that, you lose track of your focus. In boxing and being the GOAT, the greatest woman of all time,
Right.
whatever. And I didn't like that from her for real. Like, just focus on boxing. You're great at that sport. You're gonna take over and things like that. And now I think she met her match.
Yeah, I mean, she's only going to win the money if she gets in the tournament and then she has to win the tournament. I mean, it's MMA. She's not going to beat Kayla Harrison. Like, she just won't. And we saw it. She got exposed, and she's pretty much done with MMA. At least I would hope so. She's still young, though, so we'll see what she can do after. But yeah, to me, it's Marshall here. It's Marshall all
Mm-hmm.
day. -120, not bad. Marshall by KO, interesting prop. Not the best odds though. It's only like +200, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, for
No,
sure.
+250, so not
Yeah,
as
it's not
bad.
crazy. That's why I
Yeah,
said I'm gonna get a little bit more aggressive money line, and then I think if it does happen, it's gonna be later on. Just with like, I don't think she like knocks her out cold. It's gonna be like a cumulative of punches and TKO, like a late TKO if that happens.
and good point in the chat there by Alberto. Women's boxing is only 2-minute rounds. I believe it's a 10-round fight.
It's
So
it's like -350 over
yeah,
in
so it'll
that.
be
Yeah.
pretty. It's really going to be whoever is more active. Like 3-minute rounds, you can take the first minute off, gauge the timing, gauge everything, then go attack more. From what I saw, the footage, Marshall is throwing good
Yeah.
hooks, good
hmm
power, pushing the other girls back. Maybe these two are very comparable, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. I like Marshall here a lot.
Definitely do, man. You think she gets a rematch if when she loses? Shields?
Yeah, I mean, right? I don't think there's a whole lot of other legitimate
Yeah.
competition out there for these girls. So if it's
Yeah.
somewhat close, I'm sure they'll book a rematch. It might be in the clause, kind of like the stupid clause that George Kambosos got to rematch Devin Haney next month.
I didn't hear
Is
anything about it, but I think they do make like this is a big fight in women's boxing, so I think they do make like a whole rematch thing or maybe even a trilogy type of thing later on. But who knows?
yeah, we'll definitely have to wait and see with that. As it says in the chat, actually on our ticker there, prize picks, guys. If you're not doing it, you got to do it. Football season is here. Tons of props for football passing, rushing, receiving. We got our boxing props, our MMA props, everything. PrizePicks.com, promo code PUBSPORTS. Get that promo code, get that deposit bonus, $100, $100 back. Perfect. Prize Picks, promo code PUBSPORTS. Where you need to be. Where you also need to be, buymeacoffee.com/PubSportsRadio. Atlantic City coming up. Danny's got his coffee.
Sure.
We know what it is. Donate $5 a coffee. Get there. buymeacoffee.com/PubSportsRadio.
No,
Yeah, El
it's,
Dorado. We're on Marshall here. We're on Marshall here. I think that's the thing. I think the public will be on Shields, like the
yeah.
general public, not knowing both fighters that well. So,
Can I?
uh,
I like throwing my little theories out there. So I think what Shields is trying to do, and I love how you brought it up too. So it goes right together. She's trying to be a Devin Haney. She's trying to go overseas. Everything against her. Judges, she's got to go over there, and she's the champion. And she's trying to make a point, which I respect 110%. That takes a lot because that's not easy. But I just think it's too much. And Marshall has too many ways to win this fight.
yeah, I mean, I'll be completely honest. Prior to watching the girl, like both girls' fights, I would have said, "Oh, Shields, pick them. I'll take Shields." Once you
Yeah.
really look into the fights, watch
Right.
how they both fight. Marshall,
Just,
to me, seems to be the
just
better
look at her.
fighter.
I'm not trying to say it so it could be recency bias, but look at Shields' last fight, and I bet her, and she did not look good. Like she didn't.
Yeah.
She won clearly, but like against a bum pretty much. Like she had I think she won. She was like 20-3. But if you look at her record, she's facing all bums. And this girl that she fought, she was tough. I give her that. But boxing wise, she was not great at all.
No, I completely agree. So we'll close it out here. Best bet. The guys have to get ready. Huge night again. Dana White Contender Series. Right after this, guys, stay tuned to that. Dana White Contender Series, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Want to stay tuned in. Guys are making money hand over fist every single week. Tune into that. Best bet. Danny, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Money line for Savannah Marshall. That's my best bet. And I'm also going to sprinkle late rounds for a KO.
Yeah, I completely agree. Best bet, easy, money line -120. Savannah Marshall, I think she gets it done. As the guys in the chat are saying, Shields is still doing MMA training, more money there,
Mm-hmm.
which that's arguable if she wins some big fights, but I don't know. And then Distinguished Scorp asking, give us your favorite all-time female fighter. It's going to be tough. I'll let you go first, Danny.
Famous favorite female, man. I honestly don't have one to be honest.
No, the only one, and
to keep it 100, like
I'm not saying Layla Ali because I'm sure
that's
everyone
that's the
would
only
say
name
Layla
that I was
Ali.
thinking. Yeah,
I can't think of her name, but she used to fight on the undercards of like all the De La Hoya fights, the Roy Jones fights. Yeah, Christy Martin. There you go.
Oh, okay.
That is
Nikki.
it.
Yo, that's
Nick.
impressive. I like that.
Oh, Alberto had it. Christy Martin. Then Nick said it. Yeah.
Oh, but
that is the girl. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is her. So
yeah, she's fun to watch.
that's who I would have said too, besides Layla Ali. So pretty tough.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I gotta go with right now. Probably Marshall right now. The watching wise, yeah. And I'll be a little bit biased. I like Amanda Serrano, Taylor too. So those chicks are good for sure.
Yeah, they're definitely doing a great job promoting Taylor and Serrano, and these two too, Marshall and Shields also get well promoted. Connor agrees. Christy Martin, Mills with the jab at Jake Paul. Okay, favorite female fighter, Jake Paul. There we go. Yeah, guys, that'll be it. As always, mybookie.ag, promo code PUBSPORTS, prize picks, promo code PUBSPORTS. We're here next week. Everyone stop, come back. Huge fight next week. Triple G, Canelo 3,
Yes, sir.
who closes the trilogy out. Las Vegas, Nevada. We'll see you guys next week. on the main event on Talkin Hands. Have a good one, guys.
Let's go.
Peace.